called Clear Barn Farm.
There's a pal of yours over in Puttenham, right?
Correct, yeah. Graham and Tracy Longhurst, and they run a firm they're called Wildcroft Rare Breeds.
Okay.
And they breed pigs, chickens, ducks, geese, and obviously turkeys. So every year I take a small quantity of turkeys from them as soon as they're old enough to come off the lamp, and then they come back to Heatherhurst Grange and I rear them for 6 months ready for Christmas.
Now we've got some of those turkeys in the boot of the car now, and I had one of those turkeys last Christmas. You delivered one to me, and I have to say I have never ever tasted turkey quite like it. It was so good I had to write a blog about it. It was incredible. The taste was just unbelievable. Why do they taste so much better than the stuff that you buy in the supermarket?
Well, there's a number of reasons. They're very slow growing. So again, a commercially reared bird will probably be reared within 14 to 16 weeks.
Right.
And they're fed on particular feed that will make them grow very quickly, which doesn't allow the meat time to develop in terms of flavour and taste.
Okay.
And clearly, you know, the commercial producer wants to produce as heavy a bird as he possibly can, as quickly as he can, for as cheap as he possibly can. And they're often reared in sheds, or even if they're out in large fields, the quality of the feed they get given isn't of a superior standard. Whereas our birds are given freedom to roam around in the woods where we live. They're given the highest quality feed, which is quite expensive, but it pays back in terms of the flavour. And they're allowed to roam freely and enjoy a happy life, which again, a lot of movement, lots of variety, because they'll peck at the grass and get the odd worm, and that all helps aid to a slower growing, more well-developed meat bird that's got more density, and hence the difference in flavour. Right.
I mean, and it really does show.
It does show. I mean, every year we're growing the size of the flock, and every year everybody repeat orders. So as soon as Christmas comes, Boxing Day is full of really kind messages from people saying, fantastic, it made the event, our family and friends were wowed by it, can I order one for next year? So we're building slowly. Clearly we only do it on a small scale because it's very, very local, and we only really like to sell to people that are in the vicinity to keep the food miles down, and we urge people that live further afield to find a local producer in their area.
Right, right.
So
you mentioned the food miles there. We just took a shot of your mileometer, so we're gonna see exactly how many food miles there are involved in producing these birds.
Correct, yeah. And then from now to when they're ready to be prepared for the table, a licensed slaughterman will come over, and he'll humanely dispatch the birds.
At Heatherhurst Grange?
Either at Heatherhurst Grange, or depending on quantity, we may come back to Graham and Tracy's
and do it there.
And do it there. But again, the facilities required are fairly portable.
Right.
And then they're professionally dressed for the table,
yeah,
packaged and delivered, ready for Christmas.
Fantastic. Well, so we're going to capture some footage of you getting the birds in their new home at Heatherhurst Grange, and hopefully we'll get some footage as well at certain parts of their development.
Yeah, yeah. And again, we do say to people, if you want to come along, and if you've ordered a bird and you want to come along and see the bird as it grows and develops, you know, by invitation, then they're welcome to do so.
Excellent.
Some people don't like to see the bird that they're going to eat, but to my mind, we love and care for the birds. They have a happy life. But if you eat meat, you've got to realise that it does come from a living creature at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, thanks, Martin.
Time to move to your new home. That's it. Out we go. Yeah, so they'll stay in here for a couple of days.
Right.
To get accustomed to being outside and to get accustomed to knowing that's their home. At night we usher them into the shed, lock the door so they're safe from the fox. And then after a few days, they can come out of the enclosure during the day and they get to wander.
So during the day, mind you, so these fences are electric, right?
They are, yeah.
So that'll stop the foxes getting in.
It will, yeah.
Right.
They'd never been outside before, so they've now had a week of living outside but in an enclosure. They're now accustomed to the fact that that's where they sleep at night. So today we'll let them out and they've got the run of the place then every day. In the evenings we'll just usher them back in and shut them away so the fox doesn't get them.
Right.
And in the meantime the fence during the day will give adequate protection.
I mean, I can tell already in just a week they've already grown a little bit.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, they've eaten probably 3 whole containers of food in a week.
Blimey.
So, I mean, that weight's going to go somewhere and it's going to go on the bird, ready for Christmas.
Right, excellent. And I can't wait.
Okay, I'll let them out. Right?
Okay.
The peacock's quite interested.
Oh, yeah.
And the cat's interested as well. I'll put the water out there. The feed out there. Then they're very curious creatures, so they will come out and have a look round more or less straight away.
Yeah, look at that.
That's what they're really after. You see, in the week they've eaten all the grass in there, in that little enclosure. That's what they don't get when they live in a shed. If they're commercially reared. As you can see, they love it.
Yeah, they do, don't they? Look at that.
That's just going to add to that natural quality of the meat.